Tom was wailing to the local press. Gainesville is where nothing happened first. Nothing is very important to me. I should be credited with nothing. It might be worth pausing to reflect on which invisible art installation is the superior piece of work. None of them are superior. No, sorry. I'm sorry. The one with the performance art, if that actually happens and all of that, is far superior. The other one is complete dog shit and should be ignored.
Daddy, chill.
Hello, welcome back to a very short episode of Brain Blaze. Little update here. I'm Simon. Danny writes me a script. I'm going to read it. This is a quick Florida man hit, trying something new. Artist sells invisible sculpture for $18,000 and a Florida man sues him for stealing his idea. The Italian artist Salvatore Garau must have been feeling pretty chuffed in June 2021 when his invisible art installation sold at auction for $18,300. The immaterial sculpture of vacuum went by the name of Losono, which translates to I am. I hate this. This is when hipster culture goes too far. And I mean, hipster culture is already too far. Even a little bit of hipster is too much hipster. And this is like, holy shit. Combining it with modern art, which is just shit. I mean, like, the worst parts of it. According to the artist himself, when I decide to exhibit an immaterial sculpture in a given space, that space will concentrate a certain amount of density of thoughts at a precise point, creating a sculpture that, from my title, will only take the most varied forms. Dude, what the f*** are you smoking? I hate this.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I've become invisible to the eye. Watch.
What the hell is even that?
I mentioned in like the last episode how like modern art like Rothko and it's just a big red square mate. And then there was another, we covered it in the last video, where it was like someone made an art installation. It was just like loads of champagne bottles strewn all over the museum floor, and it got cleaned away for just being trash. And I'm like, this isn't even there. This is so shit.
But my movement was so slow that it's imperceptible.
No.
I'm sure I'm invisible.
Hi, Drax.
It does beg the question of what exactly the buyer is taking home for his $18,300. Holy shit. Also, NFTs. Got the same goddamn question. What are you taking home? Yeah, I'm taking a picture of a monkey. And it's like, okay. Just right-click, save as. Holy shit. Stupid. It's absolutely so stupid. Well, in this case, he takes home an ownership certificate, which acts in a similar way to an NFT. And get this, step-by-step instructions on how to set up his new installation of nothing in his living room. However, Florida man Tom Miller wasn't quite so chuffed. He reckons that Salvatore copied his original idea of an invisible art installation, is now considering filing a lawsuit to the Italian artist, who has so far failed to acknowledge his invisible theft. This is one of those things where it's like considering filing a lawsuit. He's not going to file a lawsuit, and if he does, the judge is going to be like, are you absolutely smoking crack? Get the fuck out, you Florida man. And the judge will be like, I know I'm a Florida man as well, because we're in Florida, but Jesus Christ, you give us all a bad name. Dick. Performance artist Tom reckons that he and his buddies first installed an invisible sculpture entitled Nothing in the Diddley Community Plaza in Gainesville in 2016. Over the course of 5 days, they were even filmed installing the complicated sculpture, which involved pretending to move invisible breeze blocks around in front of an audience of tens of thousands of... No, sorry. It was in front of an audience of roughly 10 people, which I have to say is still impressive because, I don't know, this is just like one of those performance art things, and it's like... This, however, I get is a little bit more clever. Because at least, you know, it's performance art then, rather than just like, here's a sculpture I made, which is just so stupid. Tom was wailing to the local press. Gainesville is where nothing happened first. Nothing is very important to me. I should be credited with nothing. It might be worth pausing to reflect on which invisible art installation is the superior piece of work. None of them are superior. No, sorry. I'm sorry. The one with the performance art, if that actually happens and all of that, is far superior. The other one is complete dog shit and should be ignored.
Daddy, chill.
But before we get too bogged down with that, we should bear in mind that invisible art has been around for yonks long before either Salvatore Garau or Tom Miller started experimenting with the medium of thin air. Way back in 1958, French artist Yves Klein proudly pronounced an empty gallery space called The Void, which created such a media buzz that 3,000 visitors queued up in the rain to visit an empty room. This is one of those things where you'd be like, surely, okay, the first time this happens and someone makes an invisible art exhibition, it gets media attention, and people go. But then the gimmick is done. The buzz is over, and no one would ever pay attention to that ever again, and yet here we are making a video about it again. About another one again. Why? I hate it.
What are you, fucking stupid?
Well, it's also stupid. Andy Warhol created his own invisible sculpture in 1985, for which he stood briefly on a pedestal and then stuck a note in it which declared that his aura would remain eternally attached to this empty artwork. All right, Andy. And sell it for a fucking fortune. And the American artist Tom Friedman managed to flog a crap plinth in 2001, which he claimed had been cursed by a professional witch. The invisibly cursed plinth sold at auction for £22,000. What am I doing with my life? Why do I actually try to make things that maybe have some... I mean, I'm not saying this video has some incredible value and oh boy, look what he's made. It's art. It's genius. It's the best thing in the world. But this video is better than anything we've mentioned in this video so far, which is insane. So I'm not sure that either Salvatore or Tom can lay claim to the frankly half-assed invention of invisible art, but perhaps a settlement for an undisclosed amount of invisible magic beans might satisfy both parties. The joke's on them anyway. One Twitter user has since confessed that he secretly pulled off the most dramatic art heist of the millennium by stealing both pieces of invisible art and displaying them in his dining room.
I'm sure I'm invisible.
Hi, Drax.